I see a lot of people commenting on YouTube videos these days, and they always thank the creator for being real. You know, they want real people doing real things and not a lot of kind of, I guess it's not fake, but it's, you know, ideal things where people seem to be living ideal lives with ideal lighting and ideal everything. And people say, no, we want real. And so I'm going to test that a little bit today, and I'm giving you a little bit of real. What you see behind me is my lawnmower, my push mower, and I'm taking it to the shop again. I'm taking it again. This has been a battle. I believe that I bought this in 2022, right before we moved from Camp Joy Farms, and I used it to trim in my gardens and to try to help my gardens get shaped up. And I had probably one good year with it. I had a good year with it, I guess. I didn't use it a whole lot because we had a lot of property and I used my riding mower, but I did trim up the garden with it, and I don't recall it having any trouble in the summer of 2022 starting or anything. Of course, it was brand new. We sold our home at the end of 2022. We moved out here to our new property, and so my spring and summer of 2023 is when I needed that push mower again. I know I had trouble because a good friend of mine who lives up here had come by, and he was giving me tips on how to get it to stay started or whatever. I was having trouble starting it, and so he told me to take the little air filter off and squirt it with a couple of puffs of starter engine fluid and see if that would help every time. And it did. It did. I will say that that little trick got me through 2023. Well, by 2024, when you pull it out, you know, to start using it again, it seems like it just, every year, it wants to just roll over and die. And so I remember I did a video, and I tried my best to go over everything that was bothering me about this lawnmower on that video, and I asked for help, and I got some feedback. Nothing that really worked, so I ended up taking it to the shop, and I just told them what was going on. I said it doesn't want to start. The only way I can coax it to maybe start is with starter fluid. And I said, and even then sometimes it won't. Can you help me? Maybe it's the carburetor or something. And they did repairs and they got it going, and when I got it back, it worked. I cannot remember exactly what I paid for. It seems like they did do some type of either carburetor flush or a new little carburetor or something. I can't remember. They changed the filters, checked the oil, you know, everything. But when I got it back in 2024 from them, it worked, and it got me through the rest of that season. And then last year, because it had just been fixed, I guess, it didn't want to crank probably when in 2025, but as usual, I have to go grab that can of starter engine fluid and puff it and kind of spray a little bit around the engine, and then I was able to get it going. So I did use it last year and got through 2025. Well, it's 2026, and I realize this mower is getting on 4 years old, but it's the same trouble I've been having since it was a year old, and I'm just so tired of it. 2026 is here. I need that thing. I got it working one time, just one time. I did some push mowing one day, was very happy. I put it up, and I just assumed the next time I got it out, spray a little engine fluid on it, get it going, and I'd be good to go for this summer, you know, using it just sparingly like I do. Well, that's it. It won't do anything. I use Eastside Garage in Amite, Louisiana, and it's important to find places like this that'll work on engines and keep your things running so you don't always have to turn around and buy new. Okay, I dropped it off. I told my husband, I said, don't be surprised if I come home with a new mower. That's how frustrated I was at the house a while ago. Just so tired of everything breaking, everything giving me trouble. If it's not one thing, it's another. Our golf cart is broken right now. My husband has not been able to use it all spring, and that's really his only independent thing he can do. I need to get it fixed, but I don't have a way to haul it, and I'm picking my battles right now because my dishwasher is also broke. And so, you know, it's like, what do I want to get fixed first? And really, I've just sat around and not done any of it, which is sometimes how I deal with things. I just sit back and just let it be for a while until I can kind of think. I heard Justin Rhodes say the other day that both of their dishwashers had went out, and they were going to call a repairman who told them it could be the motherboards, and that it would cost almost as much as getting a new dishwasher. They had just bought those dishwashers for their new home, so they didn't want to have to buy new ones or whatever. Come to find out, they found out someone told them just unplug them and plug them back in, and it resets sometimes. They get offset. So he said they did, and it fixed it, and they're working fine, and they didn't spend any money. So I kind of take my time with things sometimes, because if I settle down and I maybe do some research, I can maybe save myself some money. And so I did get up under my kitchen sink one night to see if I could unplug mine and plug it back in. But what I found out is I don't have any plugs accessible. All the plugs are behind my dishwasher, which his might have been as well. But I didn't feel comfortable pulling my dishwasher out. That's just not something I feel comfortable doing. I've never done it before. I've never watched anybody do it. Yes, I guess I could YouTube it and kind of maybe figure it out. But I just stopped and I said, okay, let me think about it a minute. And it's been months. It's been months. And yes, I could afford to call somebody, but I just thought, you know what? I'm going to buy big stacks of paper plates right now. And I'm just going to give it a few minutes. I'm just going to give it a few minutes and just wash dishes for a while. Meantime, the golf cart goes out. So that, and this time I think it's not just a simple fix. I think I've got some battery issues. Well, golf carts have 6 batteries. So I'm just not looking forward to even finding out what's wrong with that. But I will, you know, eventually. And then my push mower's giving me trouble. Of course, you know, my tiller doesn't work. You know, that tiller is an albatross. Every time I think of something I want to do where I need to till soil or start a new little garden or something, I realize I've got that albatross over there that I need to put out by the road. It was not a good purchase, not a good machine, just not a good experience. And my push mower now is my top priority, because you can mow your yard and have your yard looking beautiful, but if you have big patches of weeds in certain parts because you don't have any trimming going on, then it really just mars your whole yard. Well, I set out to do a real video today about real things that happen, and I got it. This is the second time I've done this. The last time, it was going to cost so much for somebody to come put another glass in that I just reordered another door. It was $300, but it was cheaper than paying the guy to come travel to where I am, install the glass, and travel back to his shop. And so I bought a $300 door, which was a horror to put up. It took me and 2 of my friends to get it put up. And now I've done shot it out again. All I can say is, if I could say what I wanted right now, you wouldn't hear nothing but a bunch of beeps. Beep, 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 beep. Because I'm about done. I'm about done. If it ain't broke, I break it. But if it's broke, or if I break it, I'm still the one's got to deal with fixing it. I want to say here, I'm thankful for a lot of things. I'm thankful. I don't mean to come off as mad, but right at this very moment, I want to cry. I don't want to cry because I know how hard it was to sweep all this crud up last time. This tempered glass breaks into a bazillion pieces. It goes everywhere. It's in the cracks of all my boards. It's hard to sweep up. It took me probably an hour and a half or so last time to even get it to where I felt safe around it. I've got to dig all this crud out of the door facing, and it leaves little jaggy edges everywhere that last time I had to put tape on so that my grandkids didn't hurt themselves. And guess who I'm keeping tomorrow? My 2 grandkids. I hadn't even ate lunch yet. It's about 2:30. I haven't even ate lunch, and I've got to deal with this crap. Well, here's my real video for today. You might be thinking you'd rather go watch somebody bake bread in a little lamp-lit kitchen with their hair in a bun and a linen dress on. If that was what you're wanting, this ain't it.